Dear NEIP, I am incarcerated in Massachusetts, and I was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole for a crime I did not do. Would you please help me in any way possible?
It has been over 22 years now, and I have been in search for people and their help.
I'm lost, hurt, confused, and incarcerated for things I didn't do.
I want you to know right offhand that every word you now read is the truth.
I truly am innocent of this crime, and I beg you to just give me the chance to prove it.
Please help me get home to my dad. That's all I got left.
Dear Mrs. Carey, I wrote because I want to thank you for the hope you and Dan have given me. I need it like air and water.
Today is the anniversary of my incarceration. I start my 21st year. That is 7,305 days locked up for a crime I didn't commit. 175,320 hours not being involved raising my son.
I'm innocent and I'm still trying to fight my case. I've been in prison for almost 53 years.
No one deserves to die in prison for someone else's actions, and no one deserves to die in prison because of harsh laws.
I lost my mother being locked up for 9 years. I need my life back. Please help me.
We get around 250 new applications every year, and I go into every case that I work on assuming that the person is telling me the truth, that they're innocent. But it's more, is there an avenue available to us to pursue?
What we try to do is understand which cases we can move forward and actually take steps toward proving innocence, either through factual investigation, through advances in forensic sciences. The legal burden isn't really to establish innocence in Massachusetts, but the reality is our burden is extraordinarily high in trying to convince courts to re-examine a conviction from so many decades ago. We're finding ourselves in this situation, which our clients are always facing, that they're not in a position to solve a crime that they didn't commit from decades ago, and yet it's almost like they're being asked to, and we're being asked to do that.
It is so frustrating that a case can go through the trial and all of the stuff that happens after trial and during appeal, and then all the motions for a new trial, and the person who's accused still doesn't even have all the police reports. I think that's happening in a whole bunch of our cases, including a few of Laura's that I can think of.
Yeah, I've been working for almost 2 years on that one case just to put together the original file. And our client's been working way longer than that, 20 years, to try and put his file back together. The trial attorney doesn't have the file anymore. The appellate attorney has passed away. The district attorney's office isn't turning over the information yet. The court doesn't have the information. It's incredibly frustrating.
I know that you had a kickoff meeting with a new pro bono team last week. How did that go?
It went really well. Actually, Stephanie and I had it together. I think this is a case where we actually have multiple lines of investigation we want to pursue, a third-party culprit that seems really probable, and some other witnesses who may be being coerced by law enforcement. But we also have this DNA testing issue. I'm excited to dig into both of those issues.
It can be so difficult to try to regularly communicate with our clients. It's really frustrating. Even when we go out there to see them, there's so many delays to even get inside, and so many barriers, and Zoom calls and phone calls aren't the same. I know you've had that problem too.
Right. Knowing that your client has so much information that they can't communicate to you when you need it communicated to you is so difficult, and that is really the burden of incarceration in the investigative phase. It's so hard to figure that stuff out when they know it, they hold it, and they're the only ones, and you can't access it because you physically can't access them.
It's unbearable to have to keep telling someone that they have to wait another day in prison. It's really hard to stomach.
Mm-hmm.